Hello and welcome to Cricket Predicta powered by 1xBat. I'm Anand Kaur, ready to bring you the latest and most exciting updates from the world of cricket. Let's begin with the match number 64 of IPL 2025, where Lucknow Super Giants handed table toppers Gujarat Giants a 33-run defeat. This was the second time this season that Lucknow Super Giants got the better of Gujarat. Playing at the Narendra Modi Stadium, LSG posted a massive 235 for 2 in their 20 overs. Mitchell Marsh smashed a sensational 117 off 64 balls, hitting 8 sixes, while Nicholas Pooran contributed a fiery 56 of just 27 balls. Gujarat's Arshad Khan and Sai Kishore managed to take 1 wicket each. In reply, Gujarat Titans could only manage 202 for 7 in their 20 overs while chasing 236. Shah Rukh Khan top scored with 57, Sharfin Rutherford added 38, and captain Shubman Gill could only manage with chipped in with 35 runs. For Lucknow, William O'Rourke was the pick of the bowlers with 3 wickets, while Avesh Khan and Ayush Badoni grabbed 2 wickets apiece. Now, let's shift the focus to the 65th match of the season, Royal Challengers Bangalore versus Sunrisers Hyderabad. The match was originally scheduled at Bengaluru's M. Chinnaswamy Stadium, but now has been moved to Lucknow's Ekana Cricket Stadium due to heavy rain. RCB have already qualified for the playoffs while SRH are out of the tournament. However, Hyderabad can still play party spoilers. They've already registered a win at this very venue in their previous match, so you can't count them out. Historically, these two sides have clashed 24 times in IPL history, with Sunrisers Hyderabad winning 13 and RCB taking 11 victories. So expect another thrilling contest. While Lucknow's pitch bring another twist, or will RCB maintain their winning momentum? And to discuss this, we have our guest today to have all the insights and predictions. Let's welcome Stanley to the show. Stanley, RCB has the fourth best bowling economy and ranks high in both power play and death overs. So, can this balance across phases give them an edge over a struggling SRH bowling unit?
I suppose the one thing that has really gone well for RCB this season in terms of their bowling compared to many other seasons where they've really struggled in that bowling department is that the bowlers that they've brought in as their core bowling unit, you look at your Josh Hazelwood, you look at your Krunal Pandya, you look at Dyer, you look at Kumar, their core bowling unit has been in the wickets column. Their core bowling unit has been strangling. If they're not taking wickets, they're going at a good economy rate. Their bowling unit this season has been in form. So pretty much that core bowling unit is pretty much featured in the majority of the games. Obviously, yes, Josh Hazelwood now shoulder injury. It's bound to happen at some point, but at least it's a forced change. It's not a change where a player is out of form. This is an uncontrollable. Had he been 100%, you would have expected Josh Hazelwood to be partaking in that. And when you talk about that with wickets column, what a fantastic season Josh Hazelwood has had, 18 wickets already. And then you look at Krunal Pandya having one of his better seasons with 14 wickets. So each of these bowlers are taking responsibility. They're taking wickets in phases where their chosen role is. Josh Hazelwood, Dial in the power play, and obviously the back end. Krunal Pandya, his massive and major role is to control that middle period. But not only does he have a fantastic run rate, a fantastic economy rate, but he also is in the wickets taking column. When you then look at it in a holistic picture, RCB have only used 9 bowlers up to this stage, whereas if you look in comparison to their opponent today in SRH, they've gone above 10. They've used 11 bowlers already. When you then look at it, phase by phase, yes, obviously Patel has done well, 15 wickets. You've also got Cummins, 13. But Cummins, at the end of the day, I did say it, it's a massive combination with regards to holding the run rate and also taking wickets. It's very difficult when you're failing to do both. Yes, 13 wickets Pat Cummins has, but we know he's gone at over 11 runs to the over. And then when you look at that middle period, they have not been able to get that spinner who can do the job that Krunal Pandya is doing for RCB. Their highest wicket taker is Ansari on 6 wickets. He's the spinner, okay? They have Adam Zampa. He has just not been able to produce the sort of performances we are known that are well known of his stature. So therein lies the massive difference, and this is why RCB have been that bowling unit has been superior to SRH in all departments. They have a core RCB, and importantly, that core is in form, and that core is doing a dual role. When they're not taking wickets, they're holding, they're strangling, and they're stopping the runs from flowing. And then when they're doing that well, they're also taking wickets, something that SRH have not been able to do this season.
Stanley, SRH's bowling economy against spin is the second worst this season. Should RCB look to target them with spinners in the middle overs?
It's pretty much been that kind of a blueprint in this IPL season, isn't it? To use lots of spin, especially in that middle period. But importantly, at what point does spin, and how effective can it be? And that is all governed by how well your seamers would have started the innings inside the power play at the top. RCB have done very well. Josh Hazlewood, Dal Kumar, they've taken wickets up the top such that by the time Krunal Pandya gets the ball in hand and someone like Sharma gets the ball in hand for the middle period, there's been breakthroughs. So what that has allowed, it has allowed Krunal Pandya, someone like Krunal Pandya, to be the attacking spinner that he is, bowl that stump line consistently, attacking to try and get wickets, as opposed to try and be defensive, set defensive fields, and try and pull back a match. So the importance lies in how that top order starts. The top order has been taking wickets as well. So even if it's such that they start off with seamers, if the seamers are taking wickets, you can expect an extended spell of spin. But if obviously at some point the seamers will be given a break, and hence comes in the likes of Krunal Pandya in that middle period. But be that as it may, I do not see any reason why immediately after that power play you can expect the likes of Krunal Pandya and Sharma to take the ball in terms of that middle period and do what it is that they've been doing best. But I think the one thing that is really, really coherent and really prevalent in that RCB is that it's been a massive, massive push, to imitate a relay-like race where that top order is handing, well, I beg your pardon, the opening bowlers are handing that button to the middle over bowlers in terms of the spinners, to make sure that the good work that he started at the top continues right through the middle, and then obviously hand that button back to the seamers to bowl in the dead. So a fantastic unity, a fantastic combination with regards to unity and how things are going in that camp. You can see how the effect of Andy Flower obviously is starting to make with regards to RCB in these last two seasons. They are looking like a unit. Their bowling has been obviously been rejuvenated. A couple of changes, losing Mohammad Siraj. One would have thought perhaps he was that mainstay in that bowling, but Josh Hazlewood has come, he's taken over the lead, and then obviously Krunal Pandya, the mainstay, he has been fantastic in those middle overs. So a fantastic unit. Things are working good and looking good in terms of correlation, but importantly, I do not see anything different in terms of that book on how they're going about things in terms of RCB. Start off with your seamers and then come into the middle order with your spinners.
Phil Saw's strike rate of 211 against spin stands out. How crucial could this matchup be against SRH's spin attack, which has been leaky so far?
Well, one thing is certain, when you do have a statistic like that against spin, okay, one thing is certain is that the opposition captain will certainly delay the use of spin against you, unless, of course, the conditions are conducive for spin, and that spinners are getting assistance off the surface. Perhaps it's turning, and then obviously try and force you to play against it, and maybe force you to take a risk. But however, Phil Salt, top order batsman, he will obviously look to be seen to open the batting with Virat Kohli. He will face majority of the new ball. Should he then go through that phase of the power play of the new ball, and then obviously should he bat long and deep enough into the middle period, then at some point the opposition captain will look to change things up and hence bring in spin. But if it's a case in point where he bats long, the opposition will no doubt try and delay bowling spin. They have the options in seam. They'll try and bowl as much seam as possible to Phil Salt, but then obviously for the need to make changes up, they'll have to bring a spin at some point. If he lost that long, then obviously we can expect Phil Salt to have a full day against spin. Be that as it may, it's not always the case that even if you do have a fantastic matchup, okay, that you can always go helter-skelter. The conditions in Hyderabad is such that it's always a good batting surface. The ball comes onto the bat, so you do not want to be bowling lots of spin to Phil Salt. You might as well use the seamers. Seamers have had some good success The one thing about seamers on a good batting surface is that they do have options. You can bowl your wide yorkers, you can bowl your slow ball bouncers, you can bowl your cutters, all in trying to not be one-paced and not be able to get lined up by the batsman or be predictable, as it were. So yes, fantastic. A matchup, fantastic stats against spin, but at the end of the day, that is also a statistic that can work against you, in that it becomes too obvious not to use spin against someone like a Phil Salt early enough.
Noel, Abhishek Sharma has a phenomenal 236 strike rate in overs 7 to 16 and 265 versus spin. Should RCB consider holding back spinners or targeting him early?
I don't think Abhishek Sharma is a specialist in playing the spinners, because I think he's an all-round player. You see, he plays the fast bowlers well in the power play, and when he sticks around till the end, then he plays very well against the spinners. That's why his average itself shows how high he is with both department. The beauty of him is that he is fearless. Number one, he gets going from the first ball itself. He doesn't see whether it's what kind of bowlers are bowling to him, whether it's pace or spin. He just attacks every ball, and that's how he plays, Abhishek Sharma. There's no such thing that he is good at spinners at the end. Yes, he knows how to go along during the phase of the game. When it's really needed, he gets going. He knows to take that one-out singles, but he strikes the ball very, very, very hard. And I don't think RCB has anything to do. They have to plan to get him out at earliest as possible. If they get him out cheaply before in the power play itself, that will be better. But if he sticks around more than 6 to 7 overs, then he's quite dangerous. That's how Abhishek is all about. We have seen some brilliant knocks during this IPL. He's got that brilliant 100. He's got a 50s and 60. But there is chances for Abhishek to get out at the early of the power play, So RCB will be looking to get his wicket at the as soon as possible, so that they can put the pressure back onto the Sunrisers.
Noel, Tim David strikes at 210 versus pace and 219 at the death. With SRH leaking heavily in death overs, could David be the X factor tonight?
Tim David is such a kind of player that every team loves to have him. Yes, he was not so successful in with the Mumbai Indians when he was there, but he's made his name as the person what he is known for. The hard-hitting Tim David, with RCB. And I think RCB is using him correctly at the depth of the overs, where when 4 overs or 3 overs is remaining, he comes into bat. And we all know what Tim David brings to the table. He's clean hitter of the white ball. It's very hard and too far away. So any captain would love to have him in the team, because that quick fire knocks, you are capable to get from Tim David, and we have seen it. He's got the quick fire 35 or 40. He's played some good knocks during the later stages of the game, where the team required some quick runs. He's always came forward, and he's got that run for RCB. Remember, he's a very good fielder in the boundary line. He has a good arm, so he's an all-round player, which any team or any franchisee would love to have him in the side. And if Tim David gets going even today, and if he gets that quick fire 30-40, the X factor will be him. But RCB will be looking runs, quick fire runs whenever it is from Tim David.
RCB batters like Devdutt Padikkal and Kunal Pandya struggle against spin. Could SRH consider attacking with their spinners despite poor economy?
We have to wait and watch whether Padikkal will play this game, because what I read from that, he's been ruled out of the IPL 2025 because of hamstring injury, and Mayank Agarwal is roped in place of him. That's what I'm reading in the news. But anyways, if I talk about that young guy, I know him well, during my coaching stint in NCA. He's been a very classic player, classic left-hander who loves to strike the ball very hard. He gets going. He opens the inning. And here at RCB, I think he's coming at number 3. We all know he's struggling in form. Yeah, he's got a runs here and there, but he's a very good player as far as I consider him. He loves to play the medium pacers. He settles down, and then, but T20 format is a different game, and saw him getting a lot of runs during his initial stage of the IPL. When he debuted for RCB, he's got a lot of runs for them. So I think the confidence is there. RCB has given the confidence to him to go out there and strike. But yes, it's only a matter of time. If he is fit and he's playing, I think he knows, he will understand how much the team requires runs out of him. He is good for the spinners. He's a clean striker of the white ball. He loves to graft. He loves to step out and hit the spinners. He plays the medium pace as well. It does happen to a batsman. Sometimes your graph goes up and then suddenly it comes down. That's what's happening with Devdutt Padikkal. But Kunal Pandya, let's not talk about him because he's a class player, cricketer. Like Team David, if I say any team would love to have Kunal Pandya in his side because he gives his 100%. Whether it comes to his batting, whether it comes to bowling or fielding, he gives his 100%. He is always involved in the game. That's Kunal Pandya for you. So I don't think he struggles. If you see that 60 or 70 what he's got partnering with Virat Kohli in a match, he's won the match for RCB, both of them. So you can understand what cricketing sense he has in him. He understands the situation, what role he has to play during that phase of the situation, and he plays according to that. He loves to sweep, he loves to hit that slog shot, he loves to hit over the bowler. He steps down, drives the ball. So I don't think he has any faults with the spinner. Yeah, sometimes when the team really requires, sometimes the nerves gets into you, the pressure gets into you, where you turn to fail. Sometimes you get out to spinners playing a bad shot. So, but I think when it really requires, he knows what to do for his team. So I don't think, and let's talk about SRH spinners. I don't think there's quality in the spinners. I'm sorry, but they don't have that quality spinners. You can't depend on Abhishek Sharma to come and roll his arm and bowl some spin, or anybody else, to bowl. So I think that they will utilize this opportunity. They know that SRH is struggling with bowlers. So I think whether it's David Padikkal or whether it's Kunal Pandya or whether it's anybody or the King Kohli, they will go all out against SRH.
Anil, Jaydev Unadkat has the best economy among all bowlers tonight. Can he be the surprise game changer in controlling RCB's explosive batting lineup?
हैजलवुड बहुत ही शानदार गेंदबाजी कर रहे हैं थ्रू आउट द टूर्नामेंट। आरसीबी को बहुत सारे मैचेस में, बहुत टाइट मैचेस में उन्होंने जीत दिलाई, और जो उनका इकोनॉमी है, जो उनका स्ट्राइक रेट, सभी बहुत अच्छे हैं, और उनको थोड़ा और एग्रेसिव यूज़ कर सकते हैं अगेंस्ट एसआरएच, बिकॉज उनके ओपनर थोड़े से खतरनाक वाले हैं। और लेट्स सी हाउ इट गोज। बट हैजलवुड का जो पेस है और जो जिस लेंथ पे बॉलिंग कर रहे हैं, बहुत इफेक्टिव है इस पूरे टूर्नामेंट में, और उनको आई थिंक और जहाँ जहाँ जरूरत पड़े 2-3 बारी में यूज़ करते हैं। हालांकि 4 ही ओवर हैं, 2 ओवर वो पावर प्ले में जरूर कराएं उनसे, क्योंकि पावर प्ले में ऊपर के 3 बैट्समैन बहुत डेंजरस हैं इनके, और बाद में क्लासन आते हैं। तो इन तीनों चारों लोगों को कैसे कैसे हैजलवुड को यूज़ किया जाए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। आई थिंक ही शुड बी द मेन वेपन फॉर आरसीबी टू कंट्रोल एसआरएच।
Anil, with Shami conceding at 27 in death overs and Simarjeet's economy rate at 14.67, is SRH's death bowling too weak to handle RCB's finishers like Tim David?
जयदेव उनाडकर हमेशा, जेडी मैं बोलता हूँ उनको, हमेशा अंडररेटेड बॉलर है, हमेशा अच्छी बॉलिंग की है। मैं रेयर को एक मैच कोई निकाल ली जिसमें गड़बड़ की होगी, वरना ही इज ऑलवेज कंसिस्टेंट, वेरी इकोनॉमिकल, वेरी डिसिप्लिन बॉलर, एंड वेरी ऑर्थोडॉक्स काइंड ऑफ लेफ्ट आर्म सीमर। ही कैन डू द जॉब। बड़े आराम से वो अच्छी लाइन और डिसिप्लिन से बॉलिंग करके फील्ड पे बॉलिंग करते हैं, उनकी खास बात है। उनकी ज़्यादातर बॉलें बाहर ही जाते हैं, ऑड बॉल कभी अंदर आता है। अंदर वाली बॉल उनकी बहुत ज़्यादा डालते नहीं है वो, लेकिन जितने भी बॉलिंग वो है, जो लेंथ उनकी है, जहाँ से वो बैट्समैन को कंफ्यूज करते हैं कि आगे जाए कि पीछे जाए, बहुत इफेक्टिव है, बहुत कम रन देते हैं, और आरसीबी के अगेंस्ट वो अच्छी बॉलिंग कर सकते हैं, और ही कैन डू द जॉब।
A big thanks to our three of the big cricket experts for their insights and prediction. This is Anand Kaur signing off. We'll see you again tomorrow at the same time.